Hello, hello, hello. There we go. I said hello like my mic wasn't working. I just currently unmuted. Hello, everyone. It's Thomas Jujube, and welcome to a live stream. It's actually it's been a while since we had a new stream like this because Geets and donbrothers slash I guess King-OHGER now, we didn't have our typical magazine scans. So I didn't really want to do a stream like, here's Gazer, it's just Gazer. We didn't really get any new King-OHGER news until the press conference, and once we got the press conference, we got a ton of new news, and I'm like, okay, now I have to talk about this. And there still isn't, I mean, like, we have a new Geets toy, but there's still stuff about it we don't know yet, so I may be doing another live stream soon. I don't want to say 100% I will, because chances are I won't, but, yeah, I'm not gonna talk like all about like the the recent Geets stuff, because today is all about King-OHGER. We got a ton of King-OHGER stuff, and we got the usual stuff, which is the trailer, the cast reveal, like at the press conference. But I feel like there was a lot more this time, or like that stuff we usually get encapsulated a lot more stuff than we usually get. So I was like, let's just talk about King-OHGER. But I guess to briefly talk about Geets, I mean, I have my shorts coming out too as well, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't have to talk about it, because I have talked about it in videos in some form. So check out my shorts if you want to hear my thoughts on the latest episode of Geets and donbrothers. But quick thoughts, I like Gazer, I like Gene. I'm very excited for today's episode and to see what happens in Kamen Rider Geets and donbrothers. But anyways, who's in the chat? Shining Ryusel just says, what? I don't know what that question is. Hello, Quentin. Come and kick it. Yes. K. Alexander. Hello. Hello, Cool Caleb. Alt Ipun. Hello. Hello, Joshua Taylor. What do I think of their designs? I think they're okay. Hello, Ranger Ranel. Hello, Neurotoxin. Hello, Sengoku Rihoma. There's like an H in there, so it's like, I pronounce it differently. Welcome Omega RX03. They said it's their first time in the Jujube livestream. Welcome to the Jujube livestream. Hello Flame Trooper. Yes, we are. We're not looking at leaks actually. Maybe let's switch over. We are going to be looking at like the official like screenshot. I've taken a ton of screenshots from the trailer. We're going to be going through it because every time I play every time I like use the trailer, I don't even have to play footage. I just like scrub through it till a copy strikes me. So we're just going to use footage of the trailer, or like images from the trailer, to talk about the trailer. And I do know we have leaks for the 6th, so if I remember, I'll try to talk a bit about those later on, but I'm going to be focusing just on the trailer and the official stuff we know. Hello Cardutir. Hello Power Ranger Blocks Cosmic Fury. Hello Helmet Head. Hello Quantum Gamer. Hello Spider Guy. Oh, hello Matt Hunt. Hello everyone. Okay, King-OHGER. King-OHGER? Let's talk about King-OHGER. Actually, I forgot. I have notes. I took notes. My notes, I mean, I just copied what Toku Nation wrote down. Put it into a doc so I could read off of it, which is linked in the description, by the way, if you want to read it yourself. They have their links, or their the information about King-OHGER. So King-OHGER, what's the next image? Okay, this we're gonna stay on this image for a second. So in the trailer, in the beginning of the trailer, they have like a fun little description of the plot. So they say, there is a prophecy that foretells the fall of Earth, that in the time of the 21st century, the Terra Empire Bugnarok shall awaken and bring ruin to humanity. However, 5 kings and the great Shoe God King-OHGER shall rise up. So, I think we already knew that. I think they told us that when the show was announced, but it's fine. It's cool. I like the prophecy aspect. Just to briefly touch on this, because I feel like our latest Sentai haven't really had like a prophecy like that. Like Cure Major was just like, oh, there's bad guys. Good thing I have this team set up ready. Zenkaiger was the same thing, like bad guys, we made this thing, or like it was. I guess the recent Sentai have been like man-made. So this one's kind of interesting. We've got a prophecy again. I think Ryu Soldier had a prophecy-ish with the Kishiryu, but not really. I think they were just that was a thing they did. So I guess we haven't had a prophecy since Q Ranger, because that definitely I know for a fact that would have a prophecy. And you can see in the back of this image in the trailer they have like a picture of the robot and what looks like it's the 13 combo version where there was 3 other bugs attached to it. So that's kind of cool. So our characters, big thing in the conference, in the trailer, we get introduced to our characters. So this is the kingdom of, I still don't know how to pronounce this, Shugadam, because I don't want to say Shu Goddamn, but I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it, so I'm just gonna say Shugadam. So this is the kingdom of Shugadam, which, as we knew from before, is where the, well, actually, I thought this was where the big bugs lived, but I guess as we learned in the trailer, there's actually in the trailer we learned the bugs are like always in their kingdoms. I guess I thought like they were all in the Red's kingdom, but I guess they all have their bugs with them as friends. So anyways, yeah, this is Red Bug Kingdom. Oh, I got it right. Okay, thank you, Matt. So here's our Red Ranger, everyone. He has no last name. His name is just, oh, I lost it here. His name is just Gira. He is played by Taisei Sakai, suit acted by Shigeki Ito, who I don't remember what other things he suit acted, but this is like I believe like all the suit actors for this season are like people who've only had like one other suit actor role, which is kind of interesting. So I want to talk about the suit actors. I just have their names listed here occasionally. So Gira is the self-proclaimed ruler of Shugadam. He is an orphan raised in a castle town, and with the power to become Kuwagata-Oger. I don't think I wrote that down correctly, but the grammar's off. But there's also like a couple other things, I think, in the trailer at least, 100%. It refers to him as the King of Evil, which is kind of weird and interesting. Because as I'll show off later, there's another guy who is the king of the country. There's an actual king of Shugadam. And then our Red Ranger is a guy who isn't the king, but he thinks he's the king, but he also calls himself the King of Evil. So it's like, that's not, that doesn't sound very healthy for this team dynamic or safe. But like, at the same time, he doesn't seem like evil, right? Like he's called the King of Evil. I mean, this smile actually is pretty dangerous. I don't if this was the only picture we had and you're like, this guy calls himself the King of Evil, I'd be, yeah, I could see that. I believe you. But the other, like this one, he looks very friendly. I don't know. But yeah, either way, calling him the King of Evil is super interesting. I guess we could talk more about what that means when I talk about the actual king character. Because for now I just have a bunch of pictures of the suit in action. And I will admit, I do like the suits a lot better seeing them in action. Like, seeing the capes flow. At least in this first trailer, the images they use, the cape, I don't know what to call it. The cape action, the cape flowing action, the action feature is is very nice. I love, at least blue, blue and yellow, I think, are the specific ones that stuck out to me, because there's that one shot where blue, I'm just gonna skip ahead, this shot in the trailer where blue stands up and then the cape just like fans out is so cool. Like, it's so simple, but it looks really nice. And then this shot of yellow where she just has her hand behind her head or her back, and then the whole cape like flows out behind her, that looks really cool as well. Not to say that all the other cape action doesn't look very cool, but those are the two specific scenes where I'm like, the capes, I like capes or mantles. I know they're specifically mantles, but it's easier to call them capes. It looks really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how those will look in more action shots. So this is the Kingdom of the Blue Ranger. Nicosopa, or I think it's Nicoscopa, I think, but it's a country name. So our actors are Otto Watanabe and Hiroshi Mori as the suit actor, and they play Yanma Gust, the General King of Nicoscopa, a land of technology, who worked his way up from the slums using a computer and wants to be the best at everything, and he becomes Tone Boy Oger. I'm trying to decide whether or not I call all the Rangers their actual bug names, or if I use the goofy little names they put in the sword, where it says, instead of Kuaga Oger or Kuwaga Oger, it says like Kuwagad, and instead of Tonebo, it says Tone Boy. Instead of Kamakiri, it says Come and Kick It. So it would be kind of funny to just call them by that stupid Come and Kick It Oger. That's funny. We'll have to see how I feel about that. Maybe for this first discussion, I'm gonna keep it to the actual names. So, this guy, he's certainly a dude. Actually, this is my favorite kingdom. Granted, I really like technological stuff and whatever. So it's probably gonna be my favorite anyways. Like, this is a really cool shot, and like this interior thing, it looks like underwater. I know it's not underwater, but it kind of gives off that vibe somehow. I don't know why. And there's this shot of Blue in the trailer. He's just standing up, but like the environment looks so cool. I don't know how they did it, but this is my favorite looking kingdom. It's gonna have a really cool aesthetic, I think. Oh, they even have like that pylon piece in this trailer. I mean, in this image on the right, they've got the same pylon piece. So that's pretty cool. As for Tone Boy himself, I don't know, his outfit's weird. I don't you can't really see here, but like in the trailer, those pants are not it. Like the jacket, I like the jacket. I'd wear that jacket like in red probably. But those pants are kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. All the the thing that I find kind of interesting, but I'm also like, I don't know about this, is they all the King-Ohgers have like completely different outfits, which is really cool. Like, they all have a very distinct civilian identity. And it's not like the fact like, oh, they all wear different colors. Like all the donbrothers wear like normal clothes in different colors. These guys, none of them are wearing normal clothes, and none of those unnormal clothes like look like each other. And I think that's really interesting. But at the same time, it kind of makes me wish they translated that over to the suits. Like, if the civilian form Rangers look so drastically different, it would have been nice if the suits had a little bit more individuality rather than just, the typical Sentai thing. Let's change the color and change the helmet. I don't know. I feel like, especially too with our recent seasons of Zenkaiger and donbrothers, where each Ranger is like drastically different in terms of design rather than just let's change the color and the helmet. It's kind of weird when this is the one time like their civilian forms are all like super wild and different. It's like, now we'll make the suits the same-ish again. I don't know. It's a weird little nitpick I have. So Tone Boy, I don't know. Why is he doing that with his... I mean, I think he's like doing like a come and attack me motion, but I don't know why he does it with two fingers. It's kind of weird. But again, the action shots of Tone Boy are definitely very cool. I like this shot too of his helmet close up. I don't know. Oh, that's not Tone Boy. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. There we got Tone Boy. Do you think that Ohger Caliber is going to work the same in the show with having to press all 5 switches? Yeah, they'll probably make the first few henshins like, they're like have emphasis on that, and then over time they're probably gonna be they're probably just gonna have it happen immediately, or they're just gonna hit a switch and then they'll cut and they're transformed. Probably the toy has like insta henshin feature as well, just because I don't know. We'll have to see. Actually, yeah, speaking of the toy, should I talk about the toy now? No, I'll talk about it with the mecha. I have mecha pictures later, because I guess I just want to say I really like the toy. Like, the sword bop it feature is really fun, but the voice is very cool as well. I really like this voice. So anyways, here is Yellow Ranger. On the left is Erika Murakami. Suit actress is Yume Sakanashi, and they will play Himeno Ran, the queen of Ishibana, the land of arts and medicine. She is a selfish person who will still fight to save others as a doctor and aims to save things as Kamakiri-oger. So, I like how all the Rangers have, like, parts of their hair colored to reflect their suit. And then for Yellow, they were like, let's make her blonde. Let's just give her completely yellow hair. I think that's funny. And also because it's very clearly a wig. So, I think that's funny as well. So also I do want to say one thing about her outfit. I really need to know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but every time I see this picture on the left, I keep thinking one of the diamond pieces on her neck is like one of those stage mics that like Sentai actors or writer actors too, or any actor will wear in a stage show, and it like comes across her mouth. I keep thinking that's what that is, but it's on her neck. So help me. I don't know how to fix that. It confuses me. I'm like, why does she have a stage that's not a stage mic. Anyways. So I think after seeing the trailer and fight footage, I have to say this is my favorite suit of the 5. I mean the body's the same as all the others, but I feel like the yellow feels distinct enough where it's like it's still yellow, but it also like the yellow feels like the change or like the actual color breakup that I wanted these suits to have, but it doesn't feel like too weird like blacks, I guess. And I also really like the helmet's really cool on Kamakiri-oger. I think the mantis bits, like the cut like the mantis bits create on the side, I think is pretty cool. I also like this fight scene that they put in the trailer where she like pulls the sword out of the shield. It kind of looks like she does. I think that's pretty cool. I also like how all of them have or they're like all using the shield in the trailer. I think that's pretty cool. Just because it's a secondary weapon, so it's like, I didn't expect them to be using it so much, but at least a few of them seem like they're gonna be using the sword quite a bit. Sorry, obviously they're gonna be using the sword, but it seems like they're also gonna be using the shield quite a bit. I think Purple we only see like using the shield in some of those fight scenes. So speaking of Purple, should we move on to Purple? This is on the left is Yuzuki Hirakawa. On the right is Yuichi Hachisuka. And their suit acting Rita Kaniska, the ruler and chief justice of the frozen land Gakken. Stubborn and apparently cold-hearted, but transforms into the powerful Papillion Oger, who is I don't know what to say here. So this is probably my most anticipated character because as we all know, or as most of us know probably, leading up to the press conference, there was heavy debate whether or not this was a female, because, well, I guess not heavy debate, because a few weeks ago we got the toys and Papillion Oger had the same body mold as Yellow. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a woman. But before that, there was a bit of speculation whether or not Purple was male or female. There were definitely a lot of leaks that said it was female, but people be denying. So now we have confirmation. Well, we kind of have confirmation. We have confirmation that the actress is an actress. It's a woman playing the character, but the suit actor is a male. So that kind of threw some things into people's confusion, I assume. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. But then, like, the design of her character outfit and the way they, I guess, is shown off in the trailer is you can't see her face. Like, this is the close-up of Papillion Oger. Like, the others are like, look, here's the wig, here's my nails, and hers is, here's my eye, I guess. Like, that's all you can see of her face. And I think that's really interesting, because the other thing too is you'll notice the others are like, or I think it's the way some people have said it is that yellow's definitively referred to as a female with the pronouns, which I mean makes sense because you could look at yellow and you're like, that's a woman. And the others are a bit more vague. I think red and blue are specifically called kings. Then purple and black are called lords, or like monarchs or something like that. So, and I think actually purple isn't even like a king per se. Apparently they're like the chief justice or something, which would just be the highest level of authority in this kingdom. So first of all, I think it's kind of interesting to have this world building where another, like in another country, there's technically no king, it's just person in charge. But also, like, if they're hiding their face in all of these shots, like, I feel like there could be like a story reason for that. I'm not sure if this is official or if I just saw someone speculating. I'm gonna assume it's speculation that like maybe in this country only dudes can be the ruler, but Papillion's a woman, but she has to be the ruler, so she's pretending to be a guy, so she is covering her face up and stuff, pretending to be a guy, I think, and that would mean like it's a woman playing a character with he, him pronouns, which is pretty cool, or they're just non-binary. The character just uses whatever pronouns, which would also be pretty cool. So I don't know. I'm Rita's the one I'm the most excited for, character-wise, just because, like, I don't know. Usually, it's like something different with the characters, where there's like it's either representation for people, for communities, or it's just something interesting with the character and their lore, the backstory of this country. Either way, they could do whichever, and I would be excited for it. I think it's pretty cool. Other than that, there's Papillion Oger doing Papillion Oger things. I saw a few people asking, what does Papillion mean? It means French and Japanese. Sorry, what the hell did I just say? It means French and Japanese. It means it means butterfly in French. So for some reason they were like, we're gonna use a French word for this character, and okay. Yeah, we'll have to see. There's nothing confirmed with Rita's gender yet, but say headcanon what you want. It's fine. Also, yes, I do want to. the civilian outfit definitely looks a lot like Stacy from Zenkaiger. Like, this looks like if they got. I mean, they look like related, like with those clothes, with the demeanor. It's like, oh yeah, if you told me this was Stacy's sibling, I would be like, yeah, I believe you. If you're like, this is a new character in Zenkaiger, they're Barashitara's other child from another dimension, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. It looks like Stacy. Like, even down to like the all black with purple is like, yeah, that's it makes sense. So I think that's kind of funny. I do wonder if the decision to put a purple ranger on the main team was an element of Stacy, or like it was Stacy, because we know Stacy was so popular they put OHSAMA into donbrothers. So I wonder if they were also like, well, now we're going to put a purple on the main team and make their outfit look almost like Stacy's. I don't know. There's no confirmation of that. I'm just curious. It would be kind of funny. So last but not least is Sokaku suit actor Shogu Teramoto as Kaguragi Deboski, the Lord of Tofu, the agriculture land. He is a manipulative and clever speaker and a womanizer with the power of Hachi-Oger. So, his outfit is crazy. I don't have a bigger picture. Like, you could actually, oh shoot, his outfit's his whole tapestry that he has on his arms is this thing, I think, this big background thing, which is pretty funny. So again, this is the part where it's like he looks like none of the other King-Ohger's outfits. Like, his is so drastically different. Like, if you put him and Red next to each other and you're like, these guys are from the same Sentai, I'd be like, what? No. So I think that's where this crazy civilian outfits is pretty interesting, pretty fun. I do think he has my least favorite suit because I really don't like the yellow on the mouth plate. I get why they did it. It's a bee. Let's put the bee yellow and stuff on the face. I don't really like it. I don't know. It looks kind of weird. He has like a weird mouth to me. So I don't really like that. But it was also hard to get screenshots of him in the trailer because he's like always moving. Like, this shot looks weird because, trust me, he's moving all over the place in this shot. So this one too. Okay, now I want to talk about something that has me really interested, which is like most of the King-Ohgers have a shot like this with what looks like an army in the background, or they're like all on like the same bridge, and there's this army in the back, right? I'm not crazy, right? That's definitely an army of people. So here's Hachi's. If we go back, Papillion had the same thing, and Kamakiri has the same thing. So they're all, I think this is definitely like a bridge to Shugadam, and they're all like arriving there or something, or maybe a bridge into Shugadam and they're protecting it. Either way, so this has me very interested just because I'm gonna get sidetracked for a second here. Power Rangers Dino Fury. In the finale of Power Rangers Dino Fury, the finale, so season 2, there was the Dino Fury Rangers were fighting against what were they? The Sporks, but they were fighting alongside the Rafcon like army. And I was thinking, like, having Rangers fight alongside like an army that they control, because usually it's always Mighty Morphin Power Rangers against putties or something like that, right? Like, the bad guys have the big armies and the Rangers are like outnumbered. But in this case, or in that case, in Dino Fury, they were technically still outnumbered, but they had like an army behind them, and I thought that was really interesting. The problem was there were other problems with Dino Fury, but I won't get into that right now. So this kind of looks like it could be doing the same thing. Like, he's all henshined up, or they're all henshined up, and they all got an army behind them. The problem is they're not in the trailer. Like, there's no shots of them fighting within the kind of, actually. The back left. This is the first time I noticed. Behind Hachi, under his armpit, you can kind of see a dude fighting one of the Bugnarok, and it kind of looks like one of these designs. So I have no idea, actually. I didn't notice they were possibly in the trailer. Either way, if we are getting at least a few fight scenes with an army behind the Rangers, I think that's pretty cool. Either way, this shot of a Power Ranger with their mecha behind them and an army they lead behind them is pretty cool. I really like that. I really like that concept. I can't think of any time I've seen a Sentai, at least, with that kind of concept, so I think that's pretty cool. I'm hoping maybe they'll actually do something with it. So yeah, I skipped ahead for a second. So Either way, those are all our main rangers. I'm gonna start. Oh no, I can't. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. I was gonna do a poll, but I don't. You can't add 5 people, so oh well. So those are. There's more ranger. Or there's more stuff to talk about, obviously, but I'll get into that in a second. How do we feel about the main 5 rangers? Just curious. So as I mentioned, I think Rita's the one I'm most interested in character-wise, because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Like, we got a press conference, we got a trailer, but it's still like there's a lot of mystery, and I don't think we've ever had like a mystery like this around a character. So I'm kind of interested in that. And a favorite suit I'd say is Kamakiri, because I think it looks cool. But Red as well. I'm definitely interested in Red because the King of Evil thing, the fact he's not an actual king, is pretty interesting, and I like the red suit. So Hachi or Blue, I like Blue's Kingdom. Hachi, unfortunately, I don't know, not much going for me with Hachi. He's just kind of there, I guess. I see there are a few questions. What I'm saying is the Sentai is foot soldiers. The Sentai could have foot soldiers. Am I getting DX King-Ohger toys, and do I have the Lopo and Notch Sparrow ID cores? I have the Notch Sparrow and Lopo ID cores in my Bai warehouse, so I own them. I just haven't received them yet. They'll definitely appear at some point. As for DX King-Ohger toys, for now I'm not buying any, especially too because they come out like around the same time as the Geet Super Form and the Laser Rays Riser come out, and those are things I really want, and I don't really want any of the King-Ohger stuff. So for now, I don't have any plans to get King-Ohger stuff. We'll see eventually if I really like the show or the toys. Maybe I'll buy it. I don't know. Like, I like the sword, but like I was talking with Josh on Twitter. I was like, we were saying like, you know, the sword is cool, but they'll make a memorial version, like in a year. So it's kind of, and that will be full size. But also at the same time, I'm like, well, I like the show enough to spend like $250 on a full size sword, because I like zenkaiger enough that I'll spend $250 on a gear to linger. But I don't know. We'll have to see how I feel about King-Ohger. Maybe in a year I'll just get the tiny sword. So yeah. Let's see. 6 is going to be a White Ranger. I think that's actually confirmed, isn't it, with the leaks? I can't remember if it's leaks or rumors. Is the Silver Ranger just same Kuwagata or Hercules motif? We'll talk about Silver Kuwagata later. We'll talk about the servants in a second, yeah. Have I ever noticed a guy in the back behind with the creepy smile? Creepy smile, that's the best character in the show. Assuming you're talking about this shot of Hachi with his aide behind him and the pretty little smile. That's the best character in the show. I know what you're talking about. Let's see. A lot of purple hearts. Are those for Papillion Ohger or for Sonogo? Just curious. Now I want a Saber and King-Ohger crossover. A Saber King-Ohger crossover would go incredibly hard. I would definitely watch the hell out of that. That would be so cool. Because, yeah, this definitely does... I mean, I don't want to say, like, oh, they have swords. It gives me Saber vibes. But the sword has this pattern that's very distinctly Saber. And all of these CG environments was definitely, at least in the beginning, a very distinctly Saber kind of thing. So, like, the painting, like, this kind of painting shot of a CG castle, was, like, the entire establishing shot every time we looked at what the heroes were doing in Saber. So, like, that's pretty, that gives me Saber vibes. and all the green screen. But, I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, the suits have swords, they give me Saber vibes. But it really, I mean, it kind of does. It kind of does. I told, like, 10 people that Okuaga-Ohger isn't the 6th Ranger. If I have to tell one more person, I will go and say it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that's the 6th Ranger. It's Saber Sentai. Well, Saber was already a Sentai, so I don't know what your point is. More purple hearts. Some are for Papillion. Others are for Sonogo. No, I'm kidding. Unless. Opinions on cards, and laser rays riser. Yes, I will be buying those. I guess that is my opinion. I think they're cool, and I will be spending my money on that, or Bai's money. Anyways, more people. So these are the bad guys. So on the left is Emperor Death Narok the Eighth. He's voiced by Tomoyuki Shimura, suit acted by Richi Seike, and he seeks treasures in order to rewrite the balance of power between humans and the Bug Narok. On the right is Prime Minister Kamejimu, voiced by Shinichiro Miki, suit acted by Masato Sutamune. He researches insect-based mechanical life forms and gives Bug Narok insect power to make them stronger. In other words, he makes the monsters grow. So, it's been, I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've had a monster that exists purely to make the monsters grow. Or, like, a general. Like, I know, I mean, I guess you can make the case for, like, Crunchula and, the sign Ijuride in Zenkaiger. But, like, they made technology. Actually, no, the monsters didn't grow big in Cure Major, so it doesn't even matter. I don't know what to talk about with that. But yeah, it's literally main bad guy whose purpose is to show up after fights and he's literally just Rita Repulsa. He's make my monster grow. He even has the staff. So yeah, I don't want to say like, oh, the villains are bad, but it's just like, I don't know, there's nothing about the villains that makes me go super excited. Like in donbrothers, it was like the bad guys are other rangers. Was like, what? And the monsters are based on past Sentai, and they're like separate from each other, and that's a whole other thing I'll have to talk about when I review donbrothers. But yeah, these two, it's just like, okay, yeah, I like the main monster design, like that's pretty hot, but the Prime Minister dude, I think it's funny to have a villain that's called the Prime Minister. I think that's kind of funny. But other than that, it's like they are bad guys. They will be doing bad guy things. Good for them. Here are the foot soldiers. I just put them in. The foot soldier designs are pretty cool, especially after Zenkaiger and donbrothers kind of just had people in a spandex suit. So I think it's pretty cool to have like where we've gone back to like kind of somewhat more armored foot soldier designs. There's something. What were the Cure Major foot soldiers? I completely forgot. Oh, now I remember. Those were also people in spandex suits. So not to say there's anything wrong with that being your entire foot soldier aesthetic, but it is kind of cool that we've got a bit more armor going on. And then this is just this is one of the big monsters. Big monster go, rah. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. These are just bad guys. There's not really anything beyond that. So let's move on to, okay, this is something I find very fun. It's like fun, and it's also like, I don't know, adds to the scope of the season. So we have a lot of side characters. Almost each of the King-Ohgers has like their own like butler or like an aide to their because they're kings. So these are all of them. I'm just gonna list them from left to right. So on the left these are the aides to Rakulit, who's the actual king of Shugadum. So this is Duga and Boshmar. In the middle is Shiokara, who is Yanma / Tombo's aide. On the right is Himeno's aide named Sebastian. And on the far right is Rita's aide named Morphonja? Or it's a weird name, but that's her name. And you can see most of them in this shot. For some reason, Tombo's doesn't get a name, but he's like the most fun because he's a dude covering his face and he has a smiley face. It also, of all the ones to give an aide that covers their face, I kind of thought it would be Rita, because Rita already covers their face. But I guess it also makes sense to have the guy who's like the most seems to be the most, like, fun. Like, I mean, you can see here he's waving to everyone. He seems to be the most outgoing and stuff. It makes sense he has the one who's just covering his face, I guess. I think it's really, like, interesting we have, like, such a big side character cast, because usually with Sentai, like, we already have another 5, like, characters here. We've doubled the amount of characters, and usually we don't do that. So I don't, like, I mean, they're probably not going to amount to much. They're just going to be in episodes. Maybe we'll have an episode where they do stuff. I mean, I just realized maybe they'll be like the Machine and Kira Major, and we'll have an episode where they become the King-Ohgers. I would really love that. That would actually be amazing. Even though I don't know any of their personalities and stuff, because they don't even have, like, I think, bios. They're just people. So, either way, I just find it, like, interesting that we have, or I find it interesting, but, like, it makes sense with the kind of story this is. So I just think it's kind of cool. I think it's cool. They're like, we have King-Ohgers, King Rangers. We're gonna give them their own, like, a little servant class system of people that assist them. So I think that's pretty neat. Then we even have more side characters. They announced more side characters. On the left are, I think these are just citizens of Shugadam. Kogane, and who's the woman, and then Boone is the child. Or they might both be children, but it's fine. They're just citizens of Shugadam, allegedly. And on the right are citizens of Nikoskopa. And their names from left to right. Or is it from left to right? I don't know. I just copied what the Twitter Toei account said, but I think the middle one might be Aka because he's wearing red, and I know that means red in Japanese. So I assume he's Aka. And then the one on the left is Usuba, and the one on the right is definitely Mayuta. And as you can tell, they're from Nikoskopa because their outfits are somewhat similar to Blue, and they also look horrible. So, you know, that's quite the fashion statement for that country. And I don't know what either of these people's purposes are. I mean, I can assume that Kogane and Boone, maybe since they're kids, maybe they're part of a flashback sequence with Gira, or they're Gira's friends from the orphanage, something like that, since they're in Shugadam. I don't know what the hell the dudes on the right are going to be doing. I saw some people were joking, like, they look kind of like a Sentai, since they're all wearing different colors. Maybe they will become maybe they're the true villains, and they're going to be the Noto, the Noto successors. But, I don't know. They're just people. I got stuck this whole image here. Okay, now this is where things get interesting. First of all, the reason I stuck this whole image in here is because I love plushies. So I just wanted to show everyone, look, plushie friends, Scrimblows, King-Ohger Scrimblows. But the most important thing of the Scrimblow leak is that this gave us our first look at a whole new Ranger, which we knew was coming. This is just our first look at the Ranger, which you can see at the bottom left. He's Okuwaga-Ohger, and he is I forgot his name. Racules Hasty. He has a last name. So this is Racules, and this is the true, or he is the king of Shugadam. In the show, he's the actual king. Gira's just a rando, allegedly. Or maybe he isn't, allegedly. We'll have to find. That's the mystery of the show, isn't it? So, oops, I turned something off. There we go. My bad. Oopsie doopsie. So this is very interesting because, as you can tell, he's just a silver repaint of Okuwaga-Ohger with gold accents, which, first of all, I really want to see that. I know people have made fan edits, but I want to see, like, the actual suit, because that's going to look pretty cool. But I'm very interested in what's happening here, because he has a bio blurb. He is the true king of Shugadam, who succeeded his father Caucasus Hasty, which I assume is a reference to Caucasus. Caucasus beetle. He is the most powerful man in the world and united the 5 kingdoms and is liked and trusted by his subjects. So he's a dude. He's just a dude, but he's not the Red Ranger. Like, if you told someone that's like, oh, we have these 5 kings, they rule these 5 countries, and they're all going to be the Rangers. Oh, but one of them isn't actually, he's a repaint ranger. There's another dude who calls himself the King of Evil. He's going to be the leader, the Red Ranger. The other dude is just a repaint of him. Presumably, like, a mentor ranger. I mean, presumably he's a mentor ranger, but it's like, what, is he okay with, what's his face? Gira stealing the power set, presumably stealing the power set from him and becoming the leader of his team. I guess, you would assume it's his team. And then, where does that place him then? So yeah, I don't know. It's very, I'm super interested in this. This actually might be what I'm most interested in, because again, we don't even have the suit. Like, it's just this little scrimblow. That's our first look at the our first look at the suit. So I think, here's a picture of him. You can see he's like on the throne and stuff in this show. So this is, I put this in because we have our King-Ohgers in it. They're presumably in Shugadam. Not presumably, we know it is because we can see him here. Okay, I put this in because they're in Shugadam, all the King-Ohgers, or at least 4 of them we can see. And then, we can't see who's red. We don't see where the 5th is. So, I think Gira, let's go all the way, oh, actually, wait. Wrong direction. I think this way will be faster. Yeah, Gira. Oh, no, Gira, okay. I could have sworn we had I guess I didn't put a screenshot in. I feel like we had, screenshots of Gira in the castle. But at least, we definitely have only seen, what's his face? I already forgot his name. What is your name? Racules. We already have seen Racules in the castle. So, is this them meeting with Racules? Is Racules the one who calls them all together to be King-Ohger? I mean, they're already King-Ohgers. But is he the one who calls them all to fight the Bugnarok? And then Gira shows up and steals the sword and is like, hey, I'm the leader now. I'm the King of Evil. And, what does Racules do about it? He's like, oh, okay, well, have fun. I'm really interested to see what that dynamic becomes. Because I don't think we've had anything like that, at least for a while, where we have, we have the setup of what all the Rangers are supposed to be. And we have the Red, who's a fake, and there's another dude who has an outfit like him. Because you can see in the shot, he has the sword. So even if he doesn't use it, it's okay, we know he's going to use, or he's going to have the sword on him. So I've been saying Gira steals it, so. He's not dying as far as we know, but Gira is taking his place. Yeah, what a guy. I know you ordered the Veil Driver. Do I have it yet? I do not have the Veil Driver yet. I just haven't shipped it out. I ordered it from a place where they can hold it for me for a while. I just haven't felt like shipping it out yet. So, those are all our Rangers. I want to reiterate the point that having a whole Ranger leak from plushies is my favorite thing ever. I absolutely love that. You could buy the OHSAMA plushie, and you're like, this is our first look at you. this I'm not gonna get over that. I love plushies. I love Sentai plushies. Okay, so last thing I wanted to talk about is the mecha, King-Ohger mecha. The name of it is King-Ohger, so that's fun. We did have a full look at it last time I talked about this. So just to reiterate, I like this mecha. I think it looks really cool. But what really stood out to me with this is the mecha fights are very distinct. Like, I mean, we only get a couple shots of them, but, like, the environment is very distinct. You can see it's all set up to look like a medieval kingdom or something that he's fighting. Like, you can see castle walls and stuff. And that is really cool. Like, I really like how, like, it feels like this, they're taking what donbrothers did, where donbrothers was like, you know, we'll put them all in a different dimension, and that was pretty cool. This feels like another version of that, where instead of in a different dimension, like, they're all on a very unique set. Like, we always have had Sentai mecha battles, or, like, in a forest, or in a city. This is, like, a very distinct look for the mecha battle environment, and I really like that, even if it's that, just the first fight. Like, it looks like it'll be a really cool first fight, because it's this very distinct environment. I'm really excited for that. Here's just a shot of the head. He looks angry. Why is he so angry? Like, come on. Actually, I know why he's angry. This thing. I've seen a lot of people are excited about this thing. Okay, so what people are thinking this thing is, I mean, it probably seems like that's what it is. The trailer leads you to believe this. It's the piloting mechanism of King-Ohger. Because it's like an exoskeleton. In the trailer, Red moves with it, and the arms move, and you can see even the right arm has his sword, and we know King-Ohger primarily wields with his right hand. And it looks cool, I won't deny that. Like, it's a cool looking apparatus, it's a cool looking mechanism to pilot a robot, but my thing is, granted, you know, maybe I'll be wrong, but at least what this implies to me is that Red is the only one who pilots the robot? And I'm like, no, I want all the Rangers to pilot the robot. And maybe they will. Maybe they're all going to be in different little cockpits like this. So, and they couldn't put it because it was a trailer, and this is a 2-second shot in a trailer, so they're not going to, like, hey, look at all the Rangers piloting the robot. But I don't know, it has me worried that it's like, is Red gonna be the only one piloting the robot? Because I want all of them piloting the robot. And then this was the last shot of the trailer, which are actually just all images we saw already. So that's King-Ohger. What do you, okay, I'll wait to give my thoughts in a second. What do you guys think of all the King-Ohger stuff, all the info we got, the heroes, the villains, the friendos, the scrimblos, anything and everything all at once? I want to know. I mean, I've seen what other people think, but I want to know what you, my audience, the comment section, if you will, how do you feel about our upcoming season? Are they gonna do multiple fourth wall breaks? I have no idea. I don't see why they would be doing fourth wall breaks in the first place, because it's not really any in the trailer. I'm wondering what the Red Ranger's power-up form will look like. I hope we got a team power-up. I like Red power-ups, but I'm like, I want unique. I want team power-ups. I like when the Sentai, the show about, you know, a team, can give everyone a power-up. Oh man, it would be, I would really like if they did a Ryu Soldier thing again, since, you know, we're kind of Ryu Soldier-esque with all the swords and stuff. I'd really like if we did a Ryu Soldier thing and everyone got some kind of different armor. Like, in Ryu Soldier kind of had a team power-up, but not really, where everyone got to wear, like, one of the different Kyoryu souls. And then we have that shot at the end where Red has Max Ryusoul Red, so he's got like a Red exclusive power-up, but everyone else has some kind of different power-up. I think that would be really cool. I'd really like something like that. I feel like it would fit with this season, right? Where they're all from different kingdoms. You can give them all like a different power-up that's like relevant to that kingdom, and then make Red a super power-up because he's the Red Ranger. Let's see. I'm super excited to see what's going on with Okuwagata, and if there's other kingdoms for the auxiliary metas like God Bata. I assume the other mechas, at least the auxiliaries, probably won't have other kingdoms, but I mean, the sixth ranger for sure is coming from a different kingdom. Because, I mean, it's a different ranger as well. Someone said, Isaiah said everybody is hot. I hope you enjoy watching the show. That if you're attracted to everyone, should be quite a time. I like this so much. I can't wait for when it comes out in 2 weeks. Oh my god, actually it's 3 weeks. Or no, oh my god, it is 2 weeks because Dawn Brothers, the part 1 of the finale ends today. Guys, I don't want Dawn Brothers to end. Help. I don't want to say bye. I hope it will connect to Ryu for like a special or a movie. A Ryu Soldier crossover would be pretty cool. I have a theory about the Sixth Ranger is an evil ranger because it's way too early to be revealed about the Sixth Ranger. Yeah, this is, I think, I feel like we learned about Ryusoul Gold before Ryu Soldier even came out. Like, we got an image of Ryusoul Gold before Ryu Soldier started. I might be misremembering that, but I'm pretty confident about that. Yeah, usually we do get a lot of, we get the 6th like before the show starts. Part 1 is the finale, 2 parts. I mean, I'm assuming we have 2 episodes left, so I'm assuming it's going to be 2 parts. Maybe it's not 2 parts. I'm just making the assumption that like the last few episodes of Dawn Brothers have been 2 parts. We have 2 episodes left of finale. You know, well, we'll see. It would be funny if OHSAMA look at the camera and say something funny. That would be funny, yes. What if the robots are the friends of the Rangers? They're definitely not going to talk because, you know, we wouldn't have voice actors, but it definitely seems like they're going to be like, I don't know, kind of friends. Like, where's that shot of, like in Yellow's shot, the Mantis is just there with her. Like, he's just chilling behind her. Oh no, you can't see him at this one. So, I don't know, it kind of seems like the bugs will be friendos. Let's see, there's the other shot too where they're all arriving. This one, you can see all the bugs are here as well. So like, maybe that's their mode of transportation. That would be pretty cool. Like, they just park their big car in front of the castle and it's like, hey guys, look at this. Also, just occurred to me that three of the 4 that aren't red, they fly. So, poor Mantis. Off topic, if it gets subs, will I watch the Gates bowling competition? Yes, that will be... that looks really fun. I don't know why, but it looks really fun, and I do want to watch it. So I will probably watch it if it gets subbed. If it doesn't get subbed, maybe I will still watch it. I don't know. I hope the Rangers have conflicting goals and aren't a proper team until around the halfway point, like what Dawn Brothers did, but with the whole team instead of everyone being friends except for Black. Let's see. That would be cool. My thing, okay, I kind of don't want that though. So, the one thing that really stood out to me after watching the whole trailer is there are 0 shots of the 5 Rangers together, let alone like in morphed form like this. Like this is what they put at the end. They're like, look, it's King-Ohger. They're not together. These are all different shots, and they've stitched them together. And even in civilian, like there's only this shot in this one where we've got most of our King-Ohgers together, but we don't have all 5. And I mean, that's kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. But coming off of Dawn Brothers, one thing I really wanted was not for Sentai to like be the same, like go back to its formula, but I kind of wanted to have a Sentai like where they're all friends again. They're all, you know, they do roll calls and team poses, and then they can do whatever different story elements or stuff. So one thing that kind of has me a bit disappointed, I guess, at least with these first looks of King-Ohger, is it seems like, you know, everyone's going to be very individualistic, I guess. I don't think that's a word, but it's fine. Everyone seems like very, like, isolated. Like, we only have shots of Red together, or fighting in his kingdom. We only have shots of Blue fighting in his kingdom. We only have shots of Yellow in her kingdom. We only have shots of Purple in their kingdom, or Black in his kingdom. So I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see everyone be friends again. And maybe they will. Maybe it's just like an episode 1 thing. Which, granted, I do think it's really cool to have, like, all of the Rangers are pre-established like this, and they're all publicly known. Like, you can see it better in the trailer because they zoom in on it, but at the bottom left, you can see that Yellow's butler is just carrying the OHSAMA caliber. So, like, it's very public knowledge that the kings of this kingdom, kings and queens of these kingdoms, are they're Power Rangers or Sentai. It's very public knowledge that they're out fighting monsters, and I think that's a pretty cool aspect to have it like public knowledge like that, because I don't recall if we've ever had anything like that, or at least in a while. So it's very cool. It's like public knowledge is like, look, these are like it's the king. It's the King-OHGER. I think that's pretty cool, and then it's also cool like that they're all like that presumably they all have been like fighting Bugnarok like on their own for a while. Like I don't want to say it, but it kind of gives me like Kamen Rider vibes, where it's like they're all fighting for their own, or fighting on their own. They're all their own kind of like they're their own hero. They're not really a Sentai until like the actual show starts, and now they all have to unite for whatever reason. The Bugnarok, maybe the Emperor comes back, and they're like, oh, maybe now we have to work together or something like that. So I think that like I'm like split, because I do think that's cool. That's something I would have really loved for a Sentai, or I do really love a Sentai doing something like that. Like, I think it's really cool, but at the same time, I'm just like, I kind of would have liked to see everyone be friends, or be. Again, maybe they will. It's just they didn't put it in the trailer, so I don't know. Like, because even donbrothers had like a shot they filmed just for the trailer with the team doing the team pose, and then no one knew each other for like 10 episodes. So maybe it's the reverse here. They didn't put a shot of them together, but they're gonna know each other like immediately. But I can only really speculate off of what we've seen, I guess. And another thing too, like this is a very bad specific nitpick, but like, because like again, I get kind of it's a thing that's just gonna happen, but I don't. The CG is kind of weird. Like I'm like super torn, because I love world building in anything, in Sentai, Kamen Rider, whatever. So having all of these different environments, all these like very distinct looking kingdoms is awesome. I love that. But I'm like this shot of like Yellow like looked super weird in the trailer. Like, there's this weird parallax with the green screen, and like there's a lot of green screen. And again, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm not gonna watch the show because they're overusing CGI. I watched all of donbrothers with the 2 CG Rangers, so I don't really care. I'm just kind of like, I also do care. I'm like, this looks kind of weird. I think it's also, maybe it's just a Toei thing. I've noticed recently with Toei's usage of green screen that they don't get the lighting right. Like, you can always tell when it's a green screen, because it seems like every time they use a green screen, they film it in a green screen room, when like every time they're using green screen, they're outside, or the character is actually outside, like in the show. And when you do that, you want to film the green screen outside. Like, you just put a literal green screen behind Geets outside, and then you film him doing whatever, and then you crop that out. Like in like it's zenkaiger and donbrothers, actually they've been using green screen quite a lot, of course, and I don't mind it there, but because like when they do it, they're like in a room. Like the Noto base thing, they're in a room, so when the lighting looks like they're in a room, I'm like, well, yes, they are in a room. Of course it looks like they're in a room. But I guess with this, it's like Yellow looks like she's in a room here, but like she's outside. But actually, this doesn't look bad. I don't know, with Rita, it doesn't look bad, this green screen thing. But like, this is weird. Like, that lighting, I don't think the lighting works like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's what are you gonna do? I mean, it's like, it's whatever. Oh yeah, they're using the volume for for the background. Yeah, it's still, I don't know, whatever. I hope maybe they'll move away from that, I guess, over time. Like, I guess in the castle, like they're gonna be inside, so like that makes sense. I guess we haven't had the Rangers base be green screen yet. I mean, I guess Zenkaiger had the underground thing, but that was like 2 seconds in like 30 episodes. Every 30 episodes they were in there. So I guess because, like, usually we have when we get the trailers, we get like a moment where it's like, oh yeah, this is the base the Rangers are going to be operating out of, and the base the villains are going to be operating out of. Or I guess not all the time for the villains, but in this it's like where are the Rangers all operating out of? Shugadam, I guess. I don't know. But I'm glad the mecha fights look to be using this very physical like location. Actually, yeah, that's another thing I want to mention. Like, again, the action is very, very distinct. I don't know if it's just the camera angle or something. Actually, Yellow, again, it feels very specific. Like, this, she's very clearly fighting in like this medieval environment that King-Ohger, the robot, is also fighting in. And I think that's really cool. Like, the action for this season, if anything, looks like it'll be very distinct for the environment. Like, the environment being so different from like usual Sentai stuff, because like Blue and Red in the trailer are kind of just fighting a normal city, but like Purple, Yellow, and Black, actually not purple, or yeah, it is purple, they look like they're fighting in these very distinct like environments that are relevant to the theming of the show. So I think that's really neat. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. If anything, I'm definitely looking forward to the action. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the characters and like, what the mysteries are what mysteries are happening with that. But I don't know. I'm not feeling the hype as much as a lot of other people, for the reasons I just mentioned. Also, I will admit, I feel like some of these costumes are kind of crazy, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not. I don't need that, but it's fine. Let's see, what else. What are you guys saying? Makes it look weird, but it also gives it a different style. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is what I wanted to say. Like, I think maybe for me, it's just like, this is where the Sentai being different thing just didn't work out for me 100%. Like, zenkaiger, where everyone's a robot, I'm like, yes, that's very different, but I'm here for it. Donbrothers, or one dude's a big bird, I'm like, yes, it's weird, but I'm here for it. This time, I guess, it's like everyone's from a different kingdom, they're all in CG land, and blah, 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 blah. This is just, I guess, where the difference is, they don't hit for me 100%. So that's fine, I guess. I think it's funny he gets to be paired up with two Reds that are as egotistical as him in superhero time. That's great. I'm glad they can relate to something, even though they're not gonna interact. Hello, Vaughn. It says my body hurts. Thomas Genshinby. First of all, never say that again. Second of all, I'm sorry, but I have it's. Actually, I'm not sure if your body hurts because of what I said or of something else. Either way, I'm sorry. I feel like they're just gonna pull the King's weapon out of nowhere. Well, I have bad news for you, but Sentai and Kamen Rider just likes to pull weapons out of nowhere. Where does the, I guess I was gonna say, where do the Geats weapons come from? But we actually see them appear. But yeah, I mean, that's usually the weapons are usually just pulled out of nowhere. So I think it's nice that the we actually see like some of the heroes have weapon storage, where the Blue has it sashed or sheathed, not sashed. Red's gonna have it sheathed. So I think we should be thankful that there's some weapon storage as opposed to other times where it's like, where is it? Kind of off topic, but do I prefer bigger Sentai teams or smaller Sentai teams? I don't know. I mean, I like bigger Sentai teams because it's really cool to get all the suits together. But I don't know, it's nice to have smaller Sentai teams where you can actually develop all the characters and stuff. But I mean, donbrothers, technically speaking, has like 9 heroes on its main team, and then there's 6 other transforming characters, and I feel like all of them had pretty, or no, is it 6? Somewhere around, there's like around 14 like transforming characters in donbrothers, and I feel like all of them had some pretty decent focus and development, or if they don't have focus, like they have very fun personalities. Noto too. So yeah, I don't know. Revice had like 4 power-ups just conveniently made in a lab an hour before their fight debut. That's just Revice in a nutshell. That's just Revice things. Okay, I remembered. So now we're gonna talk about the 6, because we have info about the 6. I have to go find the info because I didn't write this down. As usual, these leaks actually come from Matt Hunt, who is in the chat, so that's fun. Let's see. I have to go find it. Okay, here we go. Info on the 6th Ranger. Spider Ranger is black and white lines with golden armor. His main color is white. Spider Robo is black, gold, and white. Spider transforms into a robot and looks cool. Looks like it looks like a robot. Some people were talking about the current leakers are so funny, or the people that are like actually seeing the stuff and telling us the info are just making mecha references that no one else gets. He has mismatched eyes, which look like night vision goggles that can be removed. The spider mecha is very different from the God Kumo in King-Ohger. Then they can form a 14 robot combo. The mecha becomes a chainsaw. Semi-mecha becomes double blades. Spider Ranger's weapons / henshin device are purple daggers with a spider on them. He has 2 keys on a holder that you use to activate henshin / finishing moves. There's also a purple gun, which using 1 key can summon his robo and activate attacks. Has a shaking action gimmick, which I believe is supposed to be like bug spray. And then there's a bunch of other toy stuff, but that's just toy stuff that we already kind of assume. You know, guys, guess what? Spider is going to have a figure. So, I think there's more too. Let me scroll up. The lock where the keys go on Spider's henshin dagger are webs, so they're like keys sticking to webbing. That's pretty cool. Spider's gun has a can of bug spray. So okay, yeah, so it seems like, I don't know, if you have a team of bugs and you bring in the 6th Ranger, who is like a bug but not really, because spiders are arachnids, and one of his weapons is a bug spray, it's like, I wonder if there will be tension between these characters, or a rivalry, if you will. So that's really fun. That's I've seen a few people say that maybe he's gonna be like an anti-hero, like Abare Killer, who was also a White Ranger, which happens to be the 20th anniversary of that show and that character. So it would be kind of fun to be like, you know, to homage that 20 years later and give us an anti-hero 6 before he becomes the actual member of the team, which I mean, I assume in modern Sentai he will become the actual, like, an actual 6. But they could definitely start him off a bit antagonist. I guess like Juo the World. That's how Juo the World was, right? He started off as a super bad guy, and then he became friends with everyone. So it's definitely happened recently. So there's precedence for them to do it again. We also have a scorpion coming out that belongs to the King-Ohger, and a snail, plus the 2 spiders they already have. Not sure if they're paying attention to what is actually a bug. That's a good point, yeah. but I think it'll be fun if he starts spraying people. Take this, King-Ohgers! Spray can sound effect. That would be really funny. The true villain of the of the King-Ohgers is a can of bug spray. It's also interesting, I guess, while we're on that topic, the villains are bugs-ish, or yeah, they are bugs. They're called Bugnarok. So everyone's a bug. There's no. I heard some people were saying like, "Oh, it'd be funny if the bad guys were pest control." No, they are bugs. Everyone's a bug. You're a bug. You're a bug. We're all bugs. We all get to be bugs together. Will the Spider Ranger have their own country? Probably. I would assume there's definitely room they could be like, oh, the secret sixth country no one ever found out about is the Sixth Ranger, or the Sky Kingdom. Even though 3 of the 5 Rangers have flying vehicles that are bugs, they never flew up high enough to find the Sky Kingdom. Or maybe he is a Bugnarok. Maybe they are gonna Zyuohger it up, and he's gonna come. The kingdom he comes from is Bugnarok, and then he turns good and stuff. But that is still technically his kingdom. Maybe he's fighting the Bugnarok so he can reclaim the kingdom and make it good. That would be kind of interesting. See, someone asked, "Oh, when I get my Deathstream driver, what will I think about it?" I don't know what I will think about it because I haven't gotten it yet, but I will make a video about it if that's what you're asking. When the villains say, "You are all insects," this time they will be right. That's true. That's true. The problem is they're also insects, so now they're just hypocrites. But I guess they're always kind of hypocrites, maybe? I don't know. What do I think of the anniversary movie coming? I assume you're talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, the anniversary movie, because it's the only anniversary movie I can think that's coming out. And I'm excited for it. I'm not a big MMPR guy, but I don't know, something about that trailer, something about the hype for the 30th I'm excited for that movie. It looks like it'll be cool. I'll definitely be watching it. It also comes out a week after my birthday, so I'm like, hey, fun timing. I'll definitely watch that. So, yeah. Let's see. The 6th is pest control. Yes, pest control 6th Ranger. Spider pest control. That doesn't make sense, but yeah. Anyway, guys, Scrimblows. Rank the Scrimblows. Rank the King-Ohger Scrimblows. I need to know. The plushy friends. The amigos. The friendos. I love Sentai plushies. I know I already said this. I'll never forgive Zenkaiger for actually never giving us the Kikinoids in their ranger forms in this style. I don't know why they didn't do that, because there are plushies that exist of their Kikinoid forms, which I have, so you probably, it's in the video. But I don't know why they skipped down on these versions for King-Ohger. For Zenkaiger. I'm so sad. Everyone is an insect and there's nothing you can do about it. Yes. What's my bug sona? That's a great question. I've never really put thought into my bug sona. Do I have a favorite bug? I don't really think I have a favorite bug. I mean, like, personally, I probably wouldn't get anywhere near a spider unless I had to kill it. I have done that, but I mean, Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man, so I guess my bug sona would be something related to a spider, even though, again, technically not a bug, but who cares? I mean, beetles and Sentai are pretty cool, so maybe I don't like Kabuto, but maybe I'll say a Kabuto beetle. I don't know. You really hit me with a twist there. I don't know what my bug sona is. I've never thought of what my bug sona would be. Do I think the reason why Gira became Kuwagata Ohger because of... I forgot his name. I know you've spelled it there. Racules. Do you think the reason why Gira became Kuwagata Ohger because of Racules is because Gira was the one to awaken God Kuwagata? maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, in the trailer, I assume you're talking about, there's like that shot in the trailer where it kind of looks like God Kuwagata is like asleep or rusted or something like that. So maybe, yeah, that's definitely interesting. Maybe, yeah, maybe he awakens it and Hercules is like, well, I guess I don't have a choice. I guess you have to be the red. And maybe then that's why, like, Okuwagata is like, it's a silver version of red, yes, but like a point could be made, it's like a desaturated version of red. So maybe it's like this artificial version of tapping into the Shugadam, or the Shugad power. Alternatively, maybe like he had it beforehand, like maybe Kuwagata God Kuwagata, the mecha, the bug mecha red, was asleep and he couldn't access its power, so he created the Okuwagata form, which allows him to use that power, but not really because it's not awakened, and then Gira will awaken it, and then he can actually use that power. I never thought of that. That's actually a pretty good idea. A few people are asking, is this the Sixth Ranger? This is not the Sixth Ranger. This is a man. This is wait, it's this guy. It's Gira. He's not the Sixth. It's like a mentor, extra hero, like think Maji Mother in Maji Ranger. It's just a ranger, a person who becomes a ranger before the other rangers or after the rangers, but they're not a Sixth Ranger. They're the Sixth Ranger we see, or they are part of a team of six, but they're not actually the Sixth Ranger. And he's silver. Someone asked if he's gray. He's the plushie looks gray. The plushie will probably be gray, but allegedly he's silver. No, Vaughn, I was not about to say the Morphin Grid. They all tap into the Morphin Grid though, for sure. What if Okuwaga just got the beta sword and Gira got the real one? Yeah, I mean, maybe he has like a random, like a fake sword or something. That would be pretty cool, because we don't know how he transforms. Because presumably he wouldn't use the sword, right? Otherwise, you know, the lights on the sword are turning red. It says KING-OHGER, but he's actually KING-OHGER. So Magi Mother but Guy. That is called that's called a father. But yes. Something like Decamaster. Yeah, he's basically like Decamaster if Decamaster was like early on in the show or something. Actually, I don't remember how early I haven't seen Deca Ranger, so I'm going off of SPD. I don't remember how early Doggy transformed into Decamaster or Shadow Ranger. I forgot they called him Shadow Ranger. That's such a badass name. Imagine looking at that suit and be like, could call him like, I mean, they could have probably called him Decamaster, but they're like Shadow Ranger. That goes pretty epic. Evil Ranger, I don't think he'll be evil. He looks, I mean, look how adorable he is. He's just round. Surely he can't be evil. What is the Sentai version of the Morphin Grid? The Anyway grid. There you go. Maybe he will get his own version of the OHSAMA caliber later on. Oh no. Yeah, Premium Bandai proto OHSAMA caliber that just has the red piece, but now it's in silver. What I really hate is I could kind of see them doing that. What I also hate is that, like, I don't think we've ever had a Sentai Premium Bandai toy that early into the show. So, yikes. No, let's not do that. Let's just have him, he says a thing and he turns into Okuwagata. He doesn't need a new sword. It's the Sentai spirit. That's your Morphin Grid. That's true. I want to know if the Sixth Ranger is going to be anything like Joe of the World, like brainwashed. That's what I'm guessing. I'm thinking he's going to be that. I came up with that in this stream, but I'm guessing that it's going to be a Bugnarok creation, and the twist on what kingdom is he from is he's from the Bugnarok kingdom. That's what I'm thinking. Are we going to get a Sentai potential of this? Yes, of course. I don't know. I guess I haven't said it in a video yet, because I haven't made a Sentai potential since Cosmic Fury was announced. But I am going to keep doing Sentai potentials no matter what Power Rangers does going forward with their whatever. Because, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I kind of just turned the potential videos into a way for me to talk about the suits. It's just a whole separate video where I can just give my thoughts and opinions on the aesthetics of the show, but I can put the fun and like also how to improve the show, but like a fun twist where it's like, let's look at it from what if I adapted it. So I'll definitely keep doing Rider and Sentai potentials because it's just a fun way to how would I fix, like, what are my thoughts on like the superficial parts, how would I fix the other parts. And then the reason I don't do it for Ultraman is because I just don't feel like it. I will commit war crimes if a knight in Cosmic Fury becomes a King-Oger. Simon Bennett did say that the mecha cockpit does look cool. Oh my god. Ranger Boy being like, wow, beats a gray room, doesn't it? Obvious dig at Dino Fury, and the executive producer of Dino Fury rolls up in the chat in the replies, wow, this looks super cool. Did you miss what they were talking about, Big Dog? Do you know what they were talking about? Maybe he did, and he was just like, I'm not gonna address it. Oh man, that was so funny. He needs to get off of Twitter. Someone take his phone. Oh, and Instagram for that matter, because he be posting on Instagram and it's not good. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to attack Simon Bennett. I thought it was really funny. I was like, it was very late when I saw that happen, and I was like, what the hell, bro? Please just make an alt account, call yourself like the Simon or something, and no one will know it's you, and just then you can go and talk to everyone. Anyways, what if Super Sentai has connections to the Power Rangers world? Well, Go Busters does say it's Morphin Time. They have robots called Megazords. I know it's just a real world reference, but you know, there's that. What if you flip the red thing on the Oja Caliber twice to get Okuagata, just like Gazer with the Vision Driver? That would be interesting. It's not out of the realm of possibility that they hide a feature of the DX toys, because they have done that many times with the mechas or the toys. But I don't know, something like that feels like something you'd advertise on the box, and we've seen the box. So, like, because like when they can hide it with Premium Bandai stuff, the Premium Bandai toy isn't out yet, so they can kind of hide features and then show them off later, because you know the toy's not out yet. But in this case, it's like the toy's coming out in like a month. I don't know, but then we've got Geats. They've shown off all the toys for the Laser Raise Riser, but they haven't actually shown off the fact it's a raise buckle and that the other cards in it. So, hey, maybe we'll see. Don't give Bandai any ideas for P Bandai stuff, because we know they have spies that listen. We don't have to give them ideas. They're already cooking up those ideas. I could say, I mean, the ideas I want to give them, they won't be listening. Like Premium Bandai Majin figure art, Premium Bandai Sonogo figure art, Premium Bandai Red Muteki figure art. They're not listening to that. If I say Premium Bandai 02, but it's just a 02 figure you order released with different thighs and hands, they're making that as we speak. So they'll listen to the wrong things. Adapting King-Oger would require Hasbro to want to adapt more Sentai and pay more money. They want neither of those things. That's true. They should They should focus all that money into quality control. You hear me, Hasbro? Are you listening to me too, Hasbro? Quality control. It would be really fun, don't you think? Anyways, I feel like they wouldn't make it where you flip the red switch twice, you would get to Okuagata. It would just go straight to the regular Henshin sound in the toy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I said I was going to talk about... I mean, I already did talk about the toys a bit, but the sword... I really like that sword. I saw a lot of people are like, oh, this is the longest Henshin sequence of all time. It's so weird. You have to flip all the little switches, like a bop it and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like... I like that. I think it's kind of fun. You got the sword and you gotta flip. Like, there's like different mechanisms you have to activate. Kind of reminds me of the raise buckles, which is kind of funny because these shows will be airing at the same time. Where the raise buckles each have like a different activation method. So I think it's kind of fun. You've got the sword where it's like one thing's a big lever, another's just a button, another's like a little hook you pull. I think that's really fun. But then the sounds as well are really cool. Like the standby of the... Like the way it works where it's a standby that builds up as you activate all the different little switches is really cool to me. I really like that. And the final standby when it's the one right before you have to flip the red switch and you get the whole Henshin. That's a really cool standby to me. I really like that. I'm looking forward to hearing that in the show. And then the actual Henshin's like, it's fine. That's not the part where I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. I'm just like, hey, yeah, it's a cool Henshin. It's serviceable. And then after it does the Henshin, the voice of the whole device is really cool to me. I really like the way it goes like, Kuaga, Oja. I don't know. That voice really goes all the way with the way it says Oja. And I think it's really cool. So definitely a cool voice. Will I buy the sword? I have no idea, but I'm tempted. I will admit I'm tempted. It's a cool sound, cool voices. The problem is the same week the Laser Razorizer comes out, and I need that because it's a gun that is a Henshin device in Kamen Rider, but then it's a gimmick. It's gonna be, you slot it into the belt and you get a whole super form with it. And as I talked about a few months ago, like, we've never had anything like that. Like, Henshin devices that gatai to create more forms. That's crazy. So, I'm excited for that. Not gonna lie, they can make it work if they do what they're doing with Hiragaru Sky Precure with the morph background music building up as they each do part of their morph. Well, I mean, that's what the toy does, so yeah, it'll be cool. I'm really excited for that first Henshin in the show, because they're definitely going to be, like, the camera zoomed in on each of, like, them flipping out the different bits and bobs, and then the music builds up. That's really cool. I need that because it's a gun. Thomas Jujube, 2023. Well, America moment, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. What Toku characters do I think are hot? Well, I feel like, for me, that might be obvious, but, yeah. Man, my voice is not all there today. I apologize. But, yeah, I feel like my answer would be obvious. Anyways, what else is there? I mean, yeah, we talked about King-Ohger. We've talked a bit about Geats now, actually. That's fun. Let's just, let's go through all the little pictures. Okay, actually, okay. Place your bets. Will these guys become Rangers? Not with their own suits, but like at least a Kira Major thing, where like the machine briefly became the Kira Majors. Do you think we'll get these guys becoming Rangers? Maybe like, I mean, the way I see it is they would all become the respective color for like an episode or something. I think they'll be Rangers. I think we'll definitely get an episode where they all have to henshin into their king queen's ranger form because they're all incapacitated or something. That'll be really fun. What? Okay, does Blue look familiar? Like Blue, this Blue guy, I feel like he's been in something. He looks very familiar to me. I don't know what he is, where he's from. If I'm just crazy, I mean, it's probably that one, but he looks very familiar to me. Let's see. Some of you think it's a bit split. Actually, no. Most of you think they'll be turning into ranger forms. So, goodbye, Toa Brony. Thank you for popping into stream. Let's see. King-Ohger just disappeared for plot reasons. Which King-Ohger? There are multiple King-Ohgers. There's King-Ohgers the Rangers. There's King-Ohger the Mecha. Blue reminds me of a Ryusoulger. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. He does have Ryusoulger vibes. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why he looks familiar. He just looks like a Ryusoulger vibe. Apparently Blue's aide auditioned for every Sentai for 10 years. That wow, that's quite dedication. So like maybe I am just crazy then, because then he wouldn't be in Sentai ever. He's been trying out for so long. Wow, I'm glad he finally got ready. I'm glad he finally got into Sentai. Dang, wow. There's certainly enough shoe gods to go around for them, but just not enough calibers. So if they're original Rangers, they need another changer. Yeah, I don't think they'll be original Rangers. I just think we'll get an episode with them briefly becoming the King-Ohgers because the others are, like, trapped or something. Oh, yeah. Superhero time is in a bit, so thank you for showing up, Matt Hunt. Very cool to have you here. Thank you for the extra info as well, because I'm not very smart. So, I know Red's aide was the Neko Yummy in O's. Yes, I did see people talking about that. That was funny. It's always crazy when people can see a past ranger, past character. They're like, oh, it's this person. How did you know that? I'll see someone in a movie, like an American movie, and I'll be like, this is an actor I've seen before. And I can't figure it out until I look it up, and I'm like, oh, this has been in my favorite movie of all time. That's not true, but I think the henshin may be their country logo forming the suit, and their insect making the helmet. I feel like that would be a nice transformation sequence. That would be cool. Yeah, I didn't really think about the henshin at all. I know we have, like, a shot of the pose they're gonna make, but I didn't really think about what they'll do. One thing that is kind of weird to me, once again speaking on the toy, is that they don't do a slash to henshin. Like, the last thing you do before the morph jingle happens is you pull the Kuwaga horn piece thing, and then the jingle happens. And it's a sword. You'd think that logically the thing that triggers the henshin would be you pull the trigger at some point, indicating a slash of the sword. But no, it's you just pull a big lever and then the jingle happens. So it makes me curious if they're going to do a big slash to henshin, or maybe they won't. Because, like, presumably then, I guess, maybe they're going off of, like, Saber, where Saber everyone had a sword, and you slashed the sword to henshin, and they're like, well, we can't. We had a lot of that already. Maybe let's do something different. So you just hold the sword up, and bam, henshin stuff happens. They can use them for the body swap episode for they technically transform. Yes, body swap episode. That is kind of what I was thinking, but I think it would be more fun to have them actually henshin. But yeah, body swap would be, that would be serviceable, I feel. Imagine Kamen Rider Buster becomes the Sixth Ranger. That would be funny. It seems like there are two different henshin poses. The one that was on the magazine page be the one for team henshin, and the one that was in the trailer may be for individual henshins. Interesting. I did not think about that. Let's see. Where's red? Let's go back to red. Because I know that, I think, this pose red does, he does it in the, in the magazine for the trailer, or sorry, the magazine for the henshin, for the morph. So it seems like maybe that's relevant to, maybe that's his henshin pose, or maybe they all have unique henshin poses. I think it would be pretty cool if they all had unique henshin poses, actually. I'd really love that. We'll have to see, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Thomas, spell imagine without the I. Oh my god, Majin! Ah! Oh, I didn't mention it, but I like the streak of red hair in Gira's hair, or the streak of red. I like that. I would like hair like that, but I can't do that, so it makes me sad. I wonder, will the new Beetle mechas for King-Ohger, when they come soon, be accompanied by new rangers for the future? No. At least for now, or in the future maybe, but at least for now they're just mechas, because we know Beetle's coming and there's nothing attached to Beetle. I mean, I assume it's gonna be. It feels a lot like Zenkaiger, where Zenkaiger had the three auxiliary mechas that then created the super mecha combo. They could all combine individually with Zenkaiger, or they could combine together to create a super combo for Zenkaiger, and they never had rangers associated with them, so I assume it would be the same kind of thing. Yes, Gira is rocking the Momotaro's hairstyle. Except instead of a clipping of hair, they've just spray painted his hair. And this is how you can tell Racules. I finally remembered his name. This is how you can tell he's not a ranger, because he doesn't have colored hair. Because everyone else, well, let's see, Black probably wouldn't have colored hair, right? Because it's just black. Well, your hair is already black. What else would you have to do? Rita doesn't have pink hair, but or purple hair, sorry, but it doesn't matter. I think it's fine. She has black hair, and the outfit's black. I don't know. The instant henshin may be like the Ryu soldier armor forming. The armor comes out the sword and goes on to making the suit. Ooh, that would be... I know exactly what you're talking about. So that would be really hot, actually. I hope they do that now. Dang. We'll have to see. I think the evil ranger will say something like, "Long live the King-Ohger," because they just have to reference that in a King Sentai. That's true. That would be kind of creepy if the evil ranger says that, though. Rita has purple eyebrows. You can kind of see in this poster or this picture. So yeah, then they all have colored hair. Woo! And then Racules doesn't, so that's why he's not a ranger. You know who else has purple eyebrows? Sonogo. Anyways, I still think it's so funny. I brought this whole thing up just because I still think it's funny that they're like, the Yellow Ranger, instead of giving her a yellow streak of hair, we're just going to give her yellow hair, completely yellow hair, put a wig on her. It looks weird. I don't, you can tell it's a wig, but I guess, I don't know. I find it very funny. Come and kick it, Ohger. More like wig Ohger. Bam, got him. Just like, I don't know. Did kings wear wigs? Kings and queens? I know in Shrek they did. So maybe that's the whole reference they're going for. Maybe it's a wig. If it's a wig in universe, that would be so crazy. It was so funny. It's like, wait a second. But I doubt they'll do that. How's she gonna fight in that dress though? maybe we will not be getting civilian ranger fights in the show. Because yeah, how I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, she's gonna... They had her, like show off her dress in the conference, I think, and it was, like, a whole big thing. She's, like, wearing the Belle dress from Beauty and the Beast, so it's like, yeah, she's not gonna fight in that. So maybe she'll have, like, a secondary outfit, which probably makes sense. I saw someone on Twitter saying that the others have their own silver versions and that they are past King-Ohgers. Nice theory, but they had but I doubt it. Yeah, I think it's just Kuwaga-Ohger is the only silver kind of character because because the whole situation is different. He's the king, but he's not actually the ranger. I really hope Sonoya and Sonona have their own forms despite having the same changers as Sonogo and Sonoroku. I made a tweet about this last night because this is my theory. So I think that the Sonogo and Sonoroku changers in universe were originally Sonona and Sonoyas, or Sonoya and Sonona, however that ordering goes. The woman one and the guy one, you know. So then like Sonoshi was gonna do cleanup. He was gonna finally defeat the donbrothers, defeat the Noto. So he needs teammates. So those two councilman members or whatever gave those changers away to Sonogo and Sonoroku to join Sonoshi's team. And then in this episode, they're gonna come and take them back because they have failed to actually defeat the donbrothers, and now the Noto and donbrothers are united and they're unstoppable, or blah 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 blah. So they're gonna come back and take back those power sets and fight the donbrothers presumably on their own with those changers. And then the reason the big reason I think that is because the Sonogo and Sonoroku suits are different from the other Noto. Like Sonoshi, despite being like a higher up in the Noto group, his suit still fits with the other Noto. Like, it has the same, like, gold lines and, like, the fade to black and, like, the silver shoulder pads, while, what's it called? Sonogo and Sonoroku's armor doesn't have the gold lines, doesn't have the fade, and the shoulders are more black. So I'm thinking that, like, those two suits in universe are part of the higher up. It's like the councilman ranger forms, and they let Sonogu and Sonoroku borrow them, and now that they failed, they're coming back. They're going to reclaim the changers, and then they're going to use those suits on their own. I feel like, I mean, it feels almost guaranteed they're going to be using those changers at this point, because the Noto set 2 hasn't been announced yet as a toy, even though it's been in the show for like a month now. and Sonoshi obviously has been in the show for way longer, or at least established in the show for way longer. So I feel like they wouldn't be holding off on this release if it wasn't for the fact that they have Sonona and Sonoya voice lines in there, which would mean they're using it to henshin. Or, I mean, it doesn't mean they'll be using the henshin, but at least, like, it means they're going to be, like, related to those changers a lot more than just, we are wearing them, I guess. So, that's my theory. But I also really hope I am wrong, because Sonoshi, Sonogo, and Sonoroku are actually my favorite characters in donbrothers now. I love how goofy and silly, like, I love how they're the main villains now of the show, but they're just goofy and silly. Like, they're just committing minor acts of terrorism, with Sonoshi, like, spraying people with fire hydrants. Sonogo's just like, do you think I'm hot? No? Alright, I'll throw you into another dimension. Do you think I'm hot? Yes? I'll throw you into another, like, how do you escape that situation? They're just committing, like, minor acts of terrorism. They also hate each other, but, like, they're also still threatening villains. And I just really like the concept of the Noto, all 6 of them overall. So I think it's really cool that when we have our main 3 Noto are finally transitioning into the heroes with the donbrothers, that we have this other group that we're now incorporating into the mix to still give us, like, a main threat, to kind of be a foil to the Noto, to show, like, this is what you were, and, like, now you've grown and stuff and blah blah. I think it's super cool. I really like them. I also like their actors are pretty cool, and they look cool. But I'm just really, I hope, like, I'm very confident in my theory But I'm also really sad about it because that would mean that Sonogo and Sonoroku would be gone as of this episode. Possibly killed. I don't know if they'd go that far. And also, it would kind of imply Sonoshi is gonna get replaced as well. Or not replaced, like he's just gonna be gone. I think Sonoshi posted his cast. I think the actor's male, so I'll just say his because I'm referring to the actor. He posted his flower picture where he's done filming, and I think he was at the location that where this forest location where Osama Key is gonna be made, but at the same time it also maybe is a different location in the final episode, so maybe he'll last till the final episode, but it kind of seems like Sonogu and Sonoroku aren't making it to the final episode, which is sad because I like them too. So donbrothers is really kicking me in the balls here. We went from introducing my 3 favorite characters and I'm like, yay, to maybe they're gone. Well, yes, they're gonna be gone either way because the show is ending. But the fact that they probably won't even make it to the finale is just that extra no, the extra thing that makes me sad. So yeah, but yeah, donbrothers is ending soon. That's definitely. I mean, yeah, I'll be sad that the 3 of them are going anyways because the show is ending. I could honestly watch, I think, a whole other season of donbrothers with those 3 as the new bad guys, and the Noto and the donbrothers are like a new donbrothers team. I would probably watch a show like that because I think they're they're so much fun. So yeah, speaking of donbrothers, Geats is going to start. The live airing of Geats is going to be in a while, or in less than an hour. So probably should head out so everyone can catch those if you watch them live, and if you don't watch them live, then I watch them live, so I want to watch them live. So I hope Sonogu and Sonoroku aren't getting replaced, so we can have the 5 evil Notos against the 9 donbrothers. Yeah, that would be really cool. But they have the same changers. They have the same brace pieces, which presumably means they'll have the same suits. I assume there's not 2 Sonogo and 2 Sonoroku suits. So, yeah. They might announce a King-Ohger Avataro gear either after the finale next week or episode 1 of King-Ohger. Yes. I think, well, we know, as it's a fact, we are getting a Memorial Dawn Blaster. This has been, it was leaked a while ago, and it was part of a bigger list of leaks. Every single thing on that list of leaks has been true, so logically, unless for some reason the Memorial Dawn Blaster leak came out of this person's ass, then that would mean the Memorial Dawn Blaster is true. And that would be a prime location to release King-Ohger Avataro gear, I feel, or the Robotaro gear, or maybe they'll make an Avataro gear as well. But yeah, that seems like the prime location to release that. So what will we get Noto Brace Set 2 this week, and then next week we get Memorial Dawn Blaster? I don't know. Frick Premium Bandai. Anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna get that Memorial Dawn Blaster. I don't know. We'll have to. I don't have a Dawn Blaster, so if I'm gonna get a Dawn Blaster, it is in my best interest to get this Memorial one. But I don't know. Maybe we'll have to see. It's definitely gonna be sized up, but we'll have to see what other stuff it does for me to get it. So, speculating about toys that aren't out yet. Woo! All right. Well, with that, I think I'm going to head out. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for the King-Ohger press conference discussion. It was quite a lot of fun, and we even got to talk about a few other things throughout it towards the end. So this is pretty great. As usual, I've got links in the description. Check out my Twitter, my Instagram, if you want to see my social media happenings. Check out my Discord, where you can ask me other questions and stuff. I did briefly mention watching the shows live, and there is a method in that Discord where you can do so you could join if you want to find out. And with that, check out my Patreon as well. I forgot, I have a Patreon. Yeah, check out my Patreon. Next video, I think, will be the Don Brothers review. I might cut down this video into a quick little video and upload that. We'll have to see, though, but the for sure I can say that, like, beginning of March will be that Don Brothers season review, so make sure you're subscribed for that. Check out my Patreon if you want to know how you can see that early. And with that, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.